We announced the general availability of the cost analysis capability in Amazon Q Developer. So Q Developer is a generative AI powered assistant for the entire software development lifecycle that helps you plan architectures, write code, and operate and optimize your resources. And so with this new capability, you can ask questions about your AWS costs and get natural language answers in response. So you can ask a question, for example, like, what were my costs last month? And what Q will do is understand your intent using generative AI, retrieve the relevant data from AWS Cost Explorer, process and analyze that data, and then provide back to you a natural language response to answer your question. So customers can ask questions like, which services increase the most month over month, or which linked account is using the most RDS, so that they can drill into your service usage along various dimensions. You can ask questions like, how did my costs break down by the cost center tag key, to better understand how costs are distributed across your organization. And you can ask questions like, what is my cost forecast for next month, so you can understand your projected costs in the future as well. What we hear from FinOps practitioners is that many of you are very familiar with AWS cost and usage data, and you're familiar with tools like Cost Explorer and the cost of usage report. But we also know that there are stakeholders throughout your organization who don't have that same level of expertise, whether it's finance or accounting, or it's application developers. And so we think Q can be particularly helpful for those users that have less of that experience with AWS cost management, to understand their costs without having to spend so much time ramping up on the tools and on the taxonomy and terminology of billing data within AWS. And we actually believe that that is going to be also quite helpful for FinOps practitioners, because we know that these FinOps teams spend a lot of their time answering ad hoc questions from engineers and stakeholders throughout the organization. And so the more that those stakeholders can get the information that they need via self-service, the less time the FinOps teams spend on answering those questions, and the more time that they can spend driving impact to the business. So we're hearing a lot of interest. I think there's interest across the board on how Q Developer can help accelerate the software development lifecycle. And so from that perspective, FinOps is just one of the many use cases that Q Developer can be helpful with. We're hearing a lot of interest from the FinOps community and eagerness to kick the tires and see how it works. And the feedback that we would love is what's working, what needs to be improved upon, and what features you'd like to see next. We think that generative AI has the potential to transform FinOps like it has the potential to transform many different industries and use cases. And so we're eager to learn from our customers and what types of features or capabilities, whether it's estimating the cost of new workloads or retrieving cost optimization recommendations, would be most helpful for us to deliver next. To get started with Q Developer, if you log into the management console, you can simply open the chat panel on the right by clicking the Q icon. And from there, you can simply start asking questions about your costs.
Hey everyone, producer Andrew here. I hope you enjoy this video as much as I enjoy sharing all of these amazing FinOps stories, best practices, and expertise. Please take a moment to like, subscribe, click the notification bell, and leave comments and questions for our speakers. Check out more FinOps content on our YouTube channel. We appreciate the support.